When Gino and I established to be in an open marriage, one of the main rules was both of us had to agree on the third person. He agreed on Matt, cool. I don't even know who this bitch is. I never agreed to her, so she's just a mistress. I'm dying to meet this bitch.
Over the years, 90 Day Fiancé has had its share of controversial cast members, but lately, one star's behavior has sparked an uproar: Jasmine Pineda. Once introduced to viewers as a passionate, fiery Panamanian beauty, she's now being compared to the infamous Angela Deem for her explosive temper, aggressive confrontations, and what many are calling abusive tendencies. Viewers have watched Jasmine's multiple shades unfold season after season, from emotional meltdowns to high-intensity fights. But in Happily Ever After, Season 9, she's pushed things further than ever before. Fans say she crossed the line when she launched a vicious, profanity-laced attack on Gino Palazzolo's new girlfriend, Natalie, a fight so intense that production allegedly had to shut down filming for over an hour. The trouble started long before that party. Jasmine had publicly accused her husband, Gino, of neglecting her sexually and not meeting her physical needs. In a shocking twist, she even suggested bringing another man, Matt Brownies, into their marriage to spice things up. But while Jasmine was exploring her open marriage arrangement with Matt, Gino decided it was his turn. In Season 9, Gino traveled to Las Vegas to meet Natalie Mordavtseva, hoping to take things to the next level. But Natalie was blindsided when she learned Gino was still legally married. She made it clear, before she could consider anything serious, Gino needed to clean up his messy marital situation. Following that trip, Gino decided to ask Jasmine for a divorce. He began dating Natalie openly, even inviting her to Michigan. But then came Michelle's birthday party, a gathering that would turn into one of the most unforgettable blow-ups in franchise history. Gino wanted to bring Natalie as his date to the party, but couldn't ignore the ticking time bomb that was Jasmine's temper. He knew exactly what she was capable of. Natalie, on the other hand, brushed off his concerns, asking, what's the worst she could do? Make a scene? Gino's response, yes. And his fears were about to be confirmed in the most public and humiliating way possible. At first, the party seemed like it might go smoothly. Jasmine arrived with Matt Brownies, smiling, laughing, and greeting people like she didn't have a care in the world. But as soon as her eyes locked on Gino and Natalie, her entire demeanor shifted. Her first shot came in the form of a mockery. Is this a birthday party or a stripper party? Natalie replied calmly, it's a birthday party. But Jasmine wasn't finished. She took it up a notch, sneering. Why are we bringing the Rees from Vegas? The room fell silent. Guests were stunned. Then Jasmine closed the distance between herself and Natalie, her voice rising as she repeated the slur over and over. She accused Natalie of being a prostitute and made sure everyone in the room could hear her. While the episode showed shouting and chaos, blogger Shabuti later revealed that what aired was only a fraction of what really happened. According to him, Jasmine's attack on Natalie was far more vicious, both verbally and physically. Things escalated so badly that TLC production had to halt filming for at least an hour to regain control of the situation. Witnesses claimed Jasmine shoved Natalie during the confrontation, sparking a heated back and forth that had guests scrambling to intervene. This wasn't a quick flare-up. It was a prolonged, hostile clash that left the entire party rattled. Fans watching at home were furious. Many accused TLC of downplaying Jasmine's violent tendencies and even protecting her from backlash. Social media lit up with comments like, Jasmine has been violent since day one, yet TLC keeps supporting her. They're letting her assault other people on national TV again. Natalie should file a lawsuit. The comparisons to Angela Deem came quickly, with many dubbing Jasmine Angela 2.0. Throughout the entire confrontation, Gino just stood there, silent, frozen, and doing nothing to defend Natalie. This left Natalie not only humiliated but deeply hurt. She stormed out of the party in tears, later telling Gino, well, this is what happens when you don't make it clear. The episode ended with unanswered questions. Would Natalie walk away from Gino after such a public attack? Would Jasmine face consequences for her behavior? And would TLC finally stop enabling stars who resort to violence? One thing is certain, if Jasmine wanted to make Gino's new relationship miserable, she succeeded. And in doing so, She may have just solidified her place as the most volatile woman on 90 Day Fiancé since Angela Deem herself. Darcey Silva's visit to Bulgaria with husband Georgi Rusev turned into one of the most emotional moments on 90 Day Fiancé. Happily Ever After? Season 9. The couple left the US, hoping a change of scenery could help mend the cracks in their marriage, and maybe even bring back their honeymoon spark. To rekindle the romance, Darcey booked a cozy hotel stay, but she quickly noticed the thin walls and joked about needing soundproofing before things got steamy. Playfully tossing herself onto the bed, she teased Georgi, setting the tone for a flirty night. Still, beneath the playful moments, Darcey has been wrestling with insecurities about her appearance. Her breast augmentation, which she once thought would be a major confidence boost, has left her feeling more masculine than feminine. Disappointed with the results, she's now planning another surgery to reduce her bust size. Embracing the less is more philosophy. She even hinted at revisiting Turkey with sister Stacy for a fresh round of procedures. The Bulgaria trip, however, brought an emotional twist. For the first time, Darcey met George's family, including his sister, whom he hadn't seen in 30 years. Wanting to make a respectful impression, Darcey toned down her signature glam look, swapping her usual revealing dresses and heavy makeup for a modest, elegant style. But during the family dinner, emotions ran high. Overcome with the warmth of the moment and the unfamiliar Bulgarian culture, Darcey burst into tears at the table. "I wear my heart on my sleeve, and they know that now," she said, visibly moved. Though she embraced the cultural differences, including trying traditional Bulgarian food, the trip was a whirlwind of romance, vulnerability, and family bonding. Darcey hinted that more heartfelt moments and dramatic twists with George's family are still to come this season. Andre Castrovet and Elizabeth Libby Poffus storyline on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 just took a shocking twist, and it's not just about their ongoing Moldova relocation drama. While fans have watched Andre relentlessly push for a permanent move to his home country, there's been something brewing beneath the surface. Something he hasn't told Libby. According to recent revelations, Andre may have lost a staggering $75,000 from a joint investment with Elizabeth, and he's been keeping that fact completely hidden from her. This season, Andre has been laser-focused on convincing Libby to pack up their life in America and settle in Moldova with their kids. But while Libby has been open to visiting, she's been firm about making such a life-altering decision only with careful planning. Still, Andre hasn't exactly been patient. During their test trip to Moldova, Libby was caught off guard when Andre threw a huge party without fully explaining the reason. Guests gathered, speeches were made in his native language, and then came the bombshell. In front of friends, family, and neighbors, Andre announced that he would be moving to Moldova permanently with his wife and children. The problem? Libby had no idea he was going to make that announcement, and thanks to the language barrier, she didn't even realize what he had said until later. As the trip continued, tensions rose. Libby admitted she wasn't ready to commit to living there full-time. Andre accused her of trying to control him and sway him away from the move. But in the middle of this back and forth, another storyline was quietly forming, one that had nothing to do with relocation and everything to do with money. During a conversation with his father, Andre was asked about a property investment he and Libby had made together. That's when he admitted they had put in about $75,000, but he hadn't invested anything more after the initial payment. He described himself as a silent partner who let others run the business. To Libby, the property was supposed to be their ticket to staying in the real estate game, a project they could flip for profit and build their livelihood on. She seemed completely unaware that their investment wasn't going as planned. The bombshell didn't drop in Moldova. It came during a casual hangout in Miami with fellow 90 Day Fiancé couples Yara Zaya and Jovi Dufresne and Loren and Alexei Brovarnik. Out of nowhere, Alexei mentioned that Andre had lost $75,000 on the property deal. Jovi quickly interjected, "Hey, we weren't supposed to say anything about that." Loren and Alexei looked stunned, wondering if they had just spilled a major secret. Alexei explained that Andre had never told him to keep it quiet, but in his opinion, Libby deserved to know. Jovi's advice: stay out of it before the drama gets worse. The question now is, how will Libby react when she finds out? The loss of such a huge sum combined with Andrei's secretive behavior, could push their already tense relationship to a breaking point. Will she feel betrayed? Will this derail their move to Moldova? And is the $75,000 loss the real reason Andrei is so desperate to start over in his home country? One thing's for sure, this storyline just went from relocation drama to full-blown financial scandal, and fans are ready for the fallout. Tigerlily Taylor just shocked fans and completely grossed out her husband Adnan, with a decision about her placenta that left everyone talking. The couple, who recently reunited in America ahead of welcoming their first child, seemed ready for a fresh start. But within hours of Adnan stepping foot on U.S. soil, his blunt personality and outspoken opinions had people buzzing, and not in a good way. Tigerlily and Adnan have never been strangers to drama, but this time, the tension came from a deeply personal and very unconventional choice. The expectant mom revealed that she planned to consume her own placenta after giving birth to their son Zayn. Her reasoning? She had read about the possible health benefits, including faster postpartum recovery, boosted mood, and increased milk supply. Unfortunately, the idea didn't sit well with Adnan at all. Before the placenta bombshell, Adnan had already been having a rough adjustment to life in America. His first bite of American food was a total disaster. He claimed it was bland, flavorless, and not real food. He even went as far as to say Americans don't know good food, proudly declaring that Jordanian cuisine is far superior. After days of sampling local meals, Adnan's stomach gave out, and he spent more time in the bathroom than sightseeing. Fans online surprisingly sided with him here, suggesting he stick to home-cooked meals instead of the junk that had him feeling sick. Then came the August 11th episode's jaw-dropping moment. Tigerlily arranged for Sierra, a professional placenta encapsulation expert, to visit their home. The plan was simple. After giving birth, her placenta would be dehydrated, ground into powder, and put into capsules for her to take like vitamins. But the moment Sierra pulled out her sample kit, Adnan's face twisted in pure disgust. He gagged, covered his nose and mouth, and looked like he might lose his lunch right there in the living room. So disgusting. Gross. I can't handle it. I can't take it, he told the cameras, turning away from the display. Even the idea of a placenta smoothie, which Sierra mentioned as an alternative, made him shudder, calling it horrible and an American craze. Tigerlily, however, stood her ground. She explained the cultural gap to Sierra, noting that Adnan comes from a conservative background in Jordan where placenta consumption simply isn't done. She also patiently listed the benefits again, hoping he might see her perspective. But Adnan wasn't budging. His stance was clear: not in my culture, not in my house. With less than a month before baby Zayn's arrival, this couple is already clashing over parenting decisions before they've even held their child. Fans are now wondering, if they can't agree on something like this, what will happen when bigger parenting debates come up? The 90-day Fiancé community was left heartbroken after devastating news emerged about Lea Margaretha and Eric Rosenbrook's infant daughter. Their 5-month-old baby girl, Elisa, tragically passed away after a valiant 5-day battle in the ICU. Despite doctors' relentless efforts to save her, nothing could be done. The loss shattered Lea and Eric's world, but the grief was only the beginning of their turmoil. Even before Elisa's death, Eric had been arrested on domestic violence charges. Shortly afterward, he announced on Facebook that he and Lea were separating. Just 1 week after burying her daughter, Lea faced another blow when she was taken into police custody. This time, the charge was bail jumping, failing to register her new address and phone number with authorities. Lea had been out on bail for serious 2025 felony charges, which included allegations of striking the family dog and making threats to end her own life. According to the law, she was required to keep her contact details updated. But she didn't, and now she's fighting to explain why. In a heartfelt letter to the court, Lea poured out her grief, describing how the loss of her daughter had consumed her. She admitted she understood the importance of the rules, but insisted she never meant to defy them. She explained that just days after Elisa's passing, she was in a state of emotional shock, unable to think clearly or even process what was happening around her. "I wasn't myself," she wrote. "I was just a mother who had lost her baby." Lea revealed that she's now in extreme financial distress. Unemployed and with almost no savings, She survives on a $700 monthly allowance from her parents and government assistance. She has just $20 in savings, $500 in her checking account, and $200 in cash. Meanwhile, she faces crushing expenses, a $300 monthly car payment for her Audi, $10,000 in outstanding loans, and $750 in credit card debt. On July 27th, after 7 years of marriage, she filed for divorce and pleaded with the court to waive the filing fees. In her letter, Lea asked the judge, who is also a mother, to understand the depth of her pain. She emphasized that her failure to register her information was not an act of defiance, but a moment of oversight during a period of unimaginable grief. She also stated she had been preparing to start counseling sessions, as required by her bail agreement, but was simply too overwhelmed in the weeks following her loss. "I've been trying my best to follow all the rules," she wrote, "but when I lost my daughter, everything fell apart." She pleaded for compassion and requested that the penalty for her missed registration be revoked. For now, Lea remains behind bars, her future uncertain. The court has yet to decide whether her plea for understanding will be met with mercy, or if the law will show no leniency, even for a grieving mother. Gino Palazzolo thought he was in for a romantic, intimate evening with his new flame, Natalie, a sizzling bathtub date that could take their connection to the next level. But instead of passion flowing smoothly, things took a bizarre turn when Gino admitted something that instantly shifted the mood. He couldn't stop seeing Jasmine Pineda in Natalie's face. It started off as a perfect setup: candles, bubbles, and Gino gushing about how stunning Natalie looked. He told cameras he was completely captivated, not just by her smile or charm, but by her curves. "She's got a big booty, just like I like it. Big ass, nice breasts, beautiful face, lips, wow," Gino confessed, unable to hide his physical attraction. He went on to compliment her dark hair, smooth skin, and Latina beauty, everything he finds irresistible. But there was a catch. As the date heated up, Gino's mind wandered to a place it shouldn't have. He suddenly blurted out, "You look so much like Jasmine, and now I'm getting Jasmine in my head a little bit." Natalie froze for a moment, clearly caught off guard. What was meant to be a seductive compliment instantly turned into an awkward reminder of Gino's messy past. Gino and Jasmine's marriage might be over in every practical sense, but mentally she still lingers. And not in a quiet way. Jasmine has made it crystal clear that she despises Natalie. Back when their open marriage arrangement was in play, the agreement was simple. Both partners had to approve of any third person entering their romantic lives. Gino gave the green light to Jasmine's involvement with Matt Brownies, but when it came to Natalie, Jasmine flat out refused. Her disapproval escalated into a public meltdown at Michelle's birthday party, where Gino introduced Natalie to his family. Jasmine wasted no time hurling insults, calling Natalie a rear and even physically pushing her. Witnesses say she screamed at the top of her lungs, verbally tearing Natalie apart while Gino stood by in stunned silence. Now, sitting in warm bathwater with Natalie, Gino found himself battling intrusive thoughts of Jasmine. The resemblance between the two women, from facial features to their sultry vibe, was making it hard for him to separate the past from the present. He admitted to cameras that it was getting weird for him. Still, he decided not to let it kill the mood entirely. The two shared steamy kisses, and Natalie, clearly feeling the chemistry, invited Gino to stay over. But that's when Gino hesitated again. He struggled to put his feelings into words until Natalie filled in the blank. "You still feel married, don't you?" Gino nodded, agreeing that she was right. He explained privately that while he's deeply attracted to Natalie, it's hard to erase Jasmine from his mind when he's literally looking at someone who could be her double. The date ended with Gino torn, stuck between a past he can't let go of and a future he's not sure he's ready for. The chemistry with Natalie is undeniable, but so is the ghost of Jasmine Pineda, haunting every move he makes. So, can Gino truly move forward with Natalie, or will Jasmine's shadow ruin his chance at happiness yet again? Fans are already taking sides, and the comments are heating up.